All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Everyman Crossword. I took a look at some of the clues, and the first one I got was this: two down, thieves in prisons. Well, two bits of English slang. You can nick something, and then a nick is a prison. And then three down, this mark's given to Motley Crue. It has to be umlauts, which are in the name. Um, I mean, it just seems so obvious. Let's take a look at this one. Equipment swap, quite the reverse. 5235. So I presume it's some phrase that somehow means equipment swap, but then also doesn't means the reverse. No, I don't. But the question mark and the exclamation, I think every man is pretty pleased with himself for that. All right, let's look at one across. Stuttering so we mangled these. So I'm thinking it's an anagram of stuttering is 10 letters, and so we adds four more, so 14. So that first word with that U in the second last position, mangle these suggests it's a plural phrase. So I'm thinking this is going to be an S at the end. Let's try the anagram helper. Stuttering so we. Oh, tongue twisters, I can immediately see. Oh, that's very clever. Very clever anagram. All right, what's traveled quickly, leading to stir? Stir is another nickname for prison. What's traveled? I was thinking of tourist. Because it's almost an anagram of to stir, but where does the U come in? Are what's traveled? Maybe tourism? Well, I'll keep that in the back of my mind. Now our equipment swap starts with T. Something like turns the tables, turns on the charm. Equipment swap. No, not getting that. Okay, everyman increasingly intoxicated, overheard in warmer part of Europe. So I think it's going to be a warmer part of Europe. Every man will be I or me, and we have the I. Increasingly, I think it's going to be a homonym for increasingly intoxicated and warm part of Europe. Could it be Iberia and beerier meaning intoxicated? I don't think I've ever heard someone say beerier. But let me put that in for now and we'll see if it could be right. Footwear from scaly reptile. Well, I would have thought it was maybe a hidden clue, but I think it's simply a croc. Again, that seems a little simplistic. I'll take it. The Spanish tucked into chocolate snack before tango with songwriter. So I think it's going to be maybe the name of a songwriter. 6-4. And then before tango suggests it might end with T. And then the Spanish could be L, tucked into what's a chocolate snack? Beginning with L. Of course, could also be Los, L-O-S, or Las, L-A-S at the beginning. Trying to think of a songwriter. Lionel, oh, Lionel Bart is an English songwriter. Didn't he write the songs for Oliver? So, Lion Bar, yes. Lion Bar is an underrated chocolate bar, I think. I don't know if they still make them, but that's clever. There we go. So it's not turns, equipment, swap, quite the reverse. No. Bill reduced slightly. Morse's colleague, Geordie, wanting cheapest plonk. Well, I think just from the definition, if it's cheapest plonk and the letters we have table wine, isn't that just ordinary Van Ordinaire, whatever you would call it? So the bill is the tab. Reduced slightly. Well, it's not really reduced. Morse's colleague, Geordie, wanting. Now, I haven't watched Morse on television, so I don't know who his colleague is. But I wonder if we take his name and then remove Geordie. I wonder if reduce slightly could be less, but we only have the L and the E. Morse's colleague. No, I'm going to pause and look up Inspector Morse. Of course, could be something to do with Morse code, dots and dashes, but let's see. He is accompanied by Sergeant Lewis. So Lewi. So it's Morse's colleague is reduced slightly, I think. So it is just Bill in full, but then reduced slightly Morse's colleague. And then Geordie is northeast. Oh, okay. And put that all together, you get your table line. So seeing this ending in S something U, and I see somewhere in the Bahamas has to be Nassau. So sixth, to recognize. Fools, I think, is ass. Gold is AU. Oh yeah, so it's the sixth letter of recognize is the N, and it is somewhere in the Bahamas. So now this isn't tourism. What's traveled quickly? Traveled quickly. No, not getting that. Malicious, up itself, play. Could it be an anagram of up itself, which, I mean, that reads very oddly, up itself, play, and then the whole thing means malicious. Let's use our anagram helper, up itself, and it means malicious. Oh, spiteful. Yeah. There we go. Spiteful. Ooh, 7 down looks interesting. Find new direction for overture. Not very flowing. 2-5. And it begins with R. So I think find new direction is going to be reroute. And I think it's an anagram of overture without the V for very. It's flowing or anagrammed. All right. In announcement, name location on the web. Well, a location on the web is a site, which sounds like to cite, C-I-T-E. So an announcement name is actually a location. So I think the one we're supposed to put in is the S. I often get confused by those homonym ones. All right, theatrical farce. No one gets rid of, though second character cut. I'm wondering if it is the name of a theatrical farce, Charlie's Aunt, or one of the Alan Ayckbourn farces. No one gets rid of. No one gets rid of, though second. Well, second character could be a B. So is it a word for gets rid of, and you remove the B? I'm going to need some more letters for that one. Fry and damage. I presume it's a double definition, unless it's somebody fry. It could be a chip. Yes, I think that might be it. Let's see. Honesty, also seen in court. Not quite. Huh. Could it be an anagram of in court with not quite indicating the anagram? And that somehow means honesty? Not sure. Still, I can dance a little. Wow. Not sure what. I mean, maybe is it a hidden clue? No, that I makes it hard. And then dancing makes me think of an anagram, but just its position. Oh, maybe still I can. And anagram that, and you get a little. Still I can. And it means a little. Oh, a scintilla, maybe? Let me try that. Yeah, there we go. Now our theatrical farce is S something S. Oh, there is, I was right, it is Alan Ayckbourn, Noises Off. Let's see. No, NO1, and then it's gets rid of, I think is sets off, maybe, and you get rid of the No, you got rid of the third. Sells off, gets rid of. I can't make it work with a B, though second character. Oh, maybe the second character of though. H. Oh, how about C's off and you get rid of the first E because it's the second letter of C's off. Yeah, I think that's probably it. All right, equipment swap now must be something of the not getting that. Ooh, one down. Tornado comes to mind, leading to stir. What's traveled quickly? Well, let me put in tornado and then see if I can explain it. So I think a stir is a do. What's traveled? Oh, yeah, so I think it's an and lit. I think something that has torn has traveled quickly. Just a slang term for tearing across, running across, torn, ado, and then a tornado travel. Well, actually, they don't always travel quickly, but they do lead to a stir, I suppose. Let's take a look at 16. Humiliated, head of communications, was anxious. So head of communications might simply be C. I wonder if then you follow that with a word for was anxious, like worried, but it all means humiliated, beginning with C. And it might actually then be, if it's of the, it could be CH, anxious, humiliated. Oh yeah, chastened and hastened. No, that doesn't seem right. Hastened doesn't mean was anxious, right? Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think I'm making up my own crossword here. This would give us an S for smear. Last bit of oil, which is L, into power tool, which could be a saw, a screwdriver, and means smear. I mean, I can see another word for smear beginning with S. Slather into power tool. I don't think yes, sander is the power tool and slander is to smear somebody. Okay, so the S is correct. Humiliated, I think, can be chastened. Head of communications was anxious. Yeah, I'm not getting the was anxious part. I'm looking at, could it be like has 10 ed or had around Steny? No. All right, how about some outdrank a rake in Turkish city? Okay, that's pretty obvious hidden clue. ankara, some of outdrank a rake. Gives us a nice K. Kinesthetically, immaculate Russians, orchestrated variations primarily. Yeah, I was looking at those words thinking how odd they are, and I was expecting this primarily word that or something to indicate we use the first letters. So it's the Kirov ballet, which could be seen as a description of kinesthetically immaculate Russians' orchestrated variations. Ooh, that gives us a nice V there. Cut-off trousers and vest are, surprisingly, items of great value. So I think it's going to be surprisingly an anagram of most of trousers and vest are. And so I think it's treasure troves is going to be the anagram. I'm not going to double check that. I feel like that is correct. So this could be, I thought, an anagram of in court, honesty. Oh, no, I think honesty could be candor. Also, I think might be and it's put inside most of court, not quite all of court, but just the COUR. Yep, that's good. Advise against ructions in part. So I think it's another hidden clue. It's in part against ructions instructs. Or instruct, yeah. So it's funny, you see advise against. It's a very well written clue because you just assume those two words go together. Ooh, we now have a nice W here. Both sides of Atlantic flipping over party puzzle. Aha. Well, the puzzle is Sudoku, and it's the US flipping and the UK flipping, both sides of the Atlantic, and do, our party, is inside. Playwright's retrospective to depict old, cold Spanish kingdom. Wow. Playwright's retrospective. I'm not sure if this is going to be the name of a playwright, but I think it's going to be a playwright's name backwards, but then to depict old and cold. So then is it a Spanish kingdom? Doesn't look like a very Spanish word name. All right, let's try a wading bird in a bar. That leading A is confusing me. But maybe it's just put there to make this read, because there is a bird called a rail, which I think is a wading bird, and then a bar can obviously be a rail. What would that do for 18 down? Ah, yes, this is a double definition. Secretly listens in on and bugs earwigs. Okay. Oh, we're getting there. Just two left. Equipment swap, quite the reverse. Yeah, equipment. Oh, tools of the trade, I suppose. Yeah, so equipment certainly would be the tools of the trade, but quite the reverse. Yeah, so I think, yeah, so boy, you really have to stop and think about this one. I think if it was trade of the tools, then it would be an equipment swap. But instead, you put the words backwards or the correct way, and it's tools of the trade. Wow. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so now let's see. Playwrights retrospective to depict old, cold Spanish kingdom. I'm going to pause here and just doodle on a piece of paper to try and come up with some words that might fit in there. So I got it by, as I reread it, thinking maybe it is the name of a playwright. And if you read it backwards, it means to depict old cold Spanish kingdom. And so I thought, oh, well, reading backwards, you could have draw, meaning to depict. And then I was thinking of something Howard, but then I realized, no, it's Noel Coward. So it's draw, old, cold, and then Leon is the Spanish kingdom, Leon, I should say. All right. Of course, because it's the first day this is available, I can't check it, but I feel fairly confident about these. If I got any wrong, please let me know in the comments, or if I find out later that I got some wrong, I'll add a comment below. Anyway, happy that one went fairly quickly, got it done within 30 minutes. Thanks as always for watching, and have a great day.